Okay, hi Aquarius, and welcome to your May 2021 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk to you about the energies coming in for your sign in the month of May. What a beautiful month coming in for you all. It's a beautiful day where I'm at. It's actually raining a bit, so I opened the window and let some of that incredible fresh air in. Hopefully you can hear it at some point in time in the video. I'm not sure if it will come through on the microphone or not. But if you have a nice little ambience of raindrop sounds, I think that would be perfect for this reading. As it reminds me of your energy. So you've got the Temperance card coming up, the Star, the Empress, which is kind of like a gentle rain, a gentle, relaxing, tranquil, very energetically cleansing month ahead for you. And for everyone to a degree, if we would like to take that, regardless of whether you've got a lot of Aquarius in your chart or a little bit of Aquarius. Again, this reading is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or, really any strong concentration of Aquarius. You have an opportunity for a very light, very opening, very accepting month. And I think you guys really have to take it by the horns. Again, we are in Taurus season. So, there's usually something to face. There's usually something to accept. There's usually something to really look at, okay, in Taurus season. As we come through Pisces and Aries season, we are feeling our way through. We are making actions. We are having changes. And then when Taurus season comes in, it fixates, okay? It really demands that we look at things, that we stand still and see the truth for what it is instead of moving without thought or instead of just floating around like Pisces and Aries energy. And that's going to be the first half of May for you. I do feel that Gemini season, okay, so May 21st and onward, I think that that is going to be one of the best times of your year, like May 21st to June 21st, for any Aquarians who need to make changes or who need to know when a good time for leap of faith is. I think that that's it. But it has to come through a relaxed way. It can't be like impulse or it can't be desperation anymore that's motivating your decision-making process. It has to be like motivation through calmness, motivation through health, motivation through balance. Again, your card, the Star, has come up. I find that the Star is very Aquarian energy. Again, we've got the symbolism. We've got the two water containers, pouring water, the changing of water, the changing of substance, the vulnerability. Again, the nudity depicted in the Star card is about true vulnerability. The symbolism of it means that within our clothing, within how we dress, is a layer between us and the rest of the world. So the Star is depicting like what is the truth of the situation. So the truth of the situation is coming up for you this month, and the symbolism relating to that truth. Also, I would definitely think about how you dress things up this month, how you package things, how you display things. All of the other cards show a lot of clothing, like very full of layers and very full of, packaging. Okay, so I think that a lot of your life might be dealing with packaging, like what is the reputation? Okay, what is the projection? What is the public aspect of what I'm doing? Whereas the Star card, I think, is coming in as a nice contrast to say that, okay, maybe we need to take this into a, more real place. Like, what really am I doing? What is the root of my efforts in how I'm, operating in life, instead of what is the bloom. So if another aspect of Taurus season is like the growth cycle, and we can see this really clearly in plants. So within a plant is a root, and then you have, the stems, and then you have the leaves, and then you have the blooms. All of these kind of represent layers of consciousness as well. The root obviously being something that's not visible above the ground. You never know what the roots are going to be like. And then the stem being like the sort of carrier of nutrition from the roots up, and then you have the leaves and the blooms being sort of that display of health, that display of beauty, that display of energy and nutrition. And I feel that many Aquarians are very focused on the blooms right now, and maybe most people in general are like, okay, where are the blooms of my life? Where is the proof? Where is the beauty? Where is the expansion? Where is the proof of my success in nutrition, whereas I do feel it is a more root-oriented time. Like, are the roots of what we're doing healthy? Is the foundation healthy? And are we prepared to bloom? Are we prepared to open up? Are we prepared to breathe better? Are we prepared to maybe alkalize our experience a little bit more? Pay close attention this month to diet. Pay close attention to repressed emotions as well. Page of Cups and King of Cups in reverse. There's hesitation to emotion. There's an unemotional tendency. There's a detached sentiment, which makes sense. We've got Jupiter and Saturn in your sign, and we're moving towards Gemini season. It's a very, airy, detached period of time for a lot of people, which I think for most is healing, because, it's been pretty heavy over 2020. Okay. Also, we have Pluto retrograde, which hopefully I have a video about now. You can check on my channel. It would be the most recent video, and should be available by like May 3rd or 4th, depending on when you're watching this. But yeah, Pluto retrograde does add a sense of emotionality. It does it does question, like, how have we expressed ourselves emotionally? Have we been able to communicate our authentic truth to our loved ones? Do they know how we really feel? Do they know what we're really moving toward? Do we know what we're really moving toward? Do we really know our motive in certain situations? Do we understand the psychological undertone of our goals? Those types of things are coming up, which is an interesting time to have so much health as an Aquarius. So I really think that the May of 2021 for Aquarius is going to be about colliding with an undeniable force of progression. Again, having Jupiter and Saturn in your sign, 2021 for you is unquestionable progression. It has to be. There has to be some type of expansion. There has to be some type of new experience to work with this energy well. And May of 2021 is getting your emotions and your motives, okay, in alignment, and as well as the health of your body, the authenticity of your projection as well, all in alignment for that. So overall, I would say this month is an incredible force, okay? Also, it's interesting to think about your relationships with the Empress and the Hermit coming up. How are you alone? How are you with other people? Is there a big difference in those two caricatures? You want to kind of have more of a merging. You want to have more of a combining of those aspects of yourself. It gets difficult to support, I guess, nutritionally almost, the multiple caricatures, the eccentric character. We really are kind of blending ourselves together into one more cohesive identity, and it's a lot to take. It's hard for a lot of people right now. It's going to get easier, especially after the summer of this year, to accept the eccentricity of ourselves, of our identities, of our progressions, but for now it is kind of heavy. Anyway, Aquarius, it's going to be the best month of your year, possibly for some of you, and it's going to get better and better for a lot of you as well. This really starts a cycle of nicer momentum, but let's talk about the week to week, and then I'll do an extended for you over on Patreon. Okay. First week of May, you have Seven of Pentacles rooted down by Seven of Wands. So 2 sevens. To me, 7 numerologically deals a lot with having come across a transitional phase. So being on the other side of it to a degree. No longer sort of being in motion, but again, sort of fixating in sort of an epilogue. Not really epilogue. It's more like just across the bridge, getting on the other side of the bridge, which is interesting, making me think that you have a lot of leadership right now and you're kind of ahead of the pack, because a lot of people are sort of on the bridge right now. That's a big collective theme, though it feels to me that Aquarius has kind of come out on the other side of it. So I think that, like we were talking about earlier in the first week of May, you're called to really, through stillness or through complete vision, like see where you stand and see what it has brought you. Like, what is the difference of where you were before you crossed the bridge and where you are now on the other side of the bridge? What is the difference? What is the true palpable difference? Okay, there's something about difference, and it's really important for you to sum it up. Again, with Seven of Pentacles, it's like the conclusion, the totality, the result of many combinative factors. Seven of Wands can be about opposition. It can be about feeling like you have to stand up for your beliefs, or you have to kind of maybe argue for something or be in defense of something. I don't think that it's coming through in a temperamental way, but I do think that some of you might have to stand up for how far you've come, or some of you might have to even remind people like, well, do you realize where I was 5 years ago? People might not really see or affirm your progress. So I wouldn't really look for it. On one hand, again, we can't really make people affirm us. We can't, so we got to watch out for ego too. Like it's better to see that someone didn't affirm us than to try to make them affirm us. It's better to observe the meaning and significance of the relationship of someone who maybe disdains our progress or who does not like to acknowledge it than it is to like force them to comply to our will. Do you get what I mean? It's almost more valuable to see someone's true colors than it is to exert pressure to make them be the color that we want. That seems to be an important thing for all fixed signs, but Aquarius specifically to understand this month. Like, you don't have to fix people. You don't have to adhere someone else to your standard of health. You don't have to even explain yourself, okay? I'm kind of feeling like Aquarians are like, okay, how do I explain what I've done? How do I explain or put into layman's terms my progress? You don't have to explain anything to anyone. You don't have to like make a stand for yourself unless that's just like what you want to do. It's like better to see that people didn't understand for you. It's better to see that people in your life couldn't see your progress, and to make a certain, I don't know, to come to a certain realization through that rather than feeling like you've got to explain yourself. Does that make sense? That to me encompasses the first week. Week 2, things are getting better already. The Empress rooted down by Page of Cups reversed. It seems some of you might be vacationing, or some of you might be having more people tend to you. It seems like people really want to help you out, or people really want to maybe even like be your friend. So like new friends coming in. Also, for those of you who are single, it's possible to have nice experiences dating at that time. The Empress is about magnetism. It's about attraction. It's about healing through your own magnetism. With Page of Cups reverse rooting it down though, make sure it's not coping. Like, watch out for any type of rebound dating. Watch out for any type of need to get away from emotional situations through like vapid experiences as well. That could be really possible in May and June. Though maybe that in its way is good, like in moderation, you know. Vapid experiences are kind of like cake, okay? They're kind of like donuts or something that, like, you know, you love it. Like, it's fun to have like a really light experience, and sometimes it's nice to have that, you know, for fun, but you don't want to make it your sort of like lifestyle, you know, because it's really not good to not feel a lot of connection to what we're going through. Week 3, you've got Temperance rooted down by King of Cups reversed. So balance. I love the Empress combination of Temperance and the Empress. The Empress. Okay. Yeah, that's a great combination. Also with the Star coming up too. That's really kind of like a Yahtzee, you know, those 3 cards together of healing, attractiveness, authenticity. The Star and Temperance together are also, you know, just those 2 is kind of like a super healing combination, because on one hand you have the hormonal balance, the dietary balance, the emotional balance of Temperance, and on the other hand you have the natural alkalinity of the Star. You have the authenticity, the truth of it, the sort of unvarnished truth. Okay, I'm gonna have to write that down for you, Aquarius. Hold on, let me get a pen. I don't edit these videos, by the way, because I don't have time to. There's way too many of them to spend time in editing, so it's very raw. Unvarnished truth. You know, for some people, that could make this month really hard. If we're the type of person who can't take the truth, if we're the type of person who would rather have things kind of played up in unrealistic ways to maintain a false sense of well-being, this could be a really hard month, okay? So with that in mind, Aquarius, sorry, I'm just drinking coffee. With that in mind, I want you guys to not be afraid of the truth, but I also want you to understand that any difficulty or heaviness this month really is only as a result of truth, okay? Unvarnished truth. It's really only as a result of being spared the conundrums of falsity, which is a blessing. But when our lives become falsified, or when our lives start to exist in disillusion, it can be very comfortable. So this is crazy stuff here, isn't it? It can be really comfortable being delusional. It can be really comfortable to be lied to without realizing it, if you're hearing what you want to hear. And, you know, if you get a difficult truth this month, or say you find out that like someone's not really been upfront with you, or someone has like hidden things from you, or that the career that you've like tried so hard for is kind of not really contributive to where you want to be actually. These things have to be taken as like a temperance star empress Yahtzee, like a kind of like, wow, this is really healing me up, instead of a, oh my God, I put so much time into that, all for nothing. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. And really, this is quite a superpower, and I suppose a result of having like Jupiter and Saturn in your sign, where nothing's really bad for you. Nothing really is a preventative or a limitation. Anything that doesn't feel comfortable helps you in some way. Anything that is like a lie, or, you know, having been lied to, having been cheated on, having been, you know, anything like that, in some way will help you, okay? And it always does in every single case, even with like the worst Saturn transits, even with like the worst Pluto transits. It's always the case that difficulty helps, though sometimes it's less and less visible, like how exactly that is. It's very visible, okay? It's very visible for you how difficulties help, leading you into the fourth week. Did we talk about the third week? Well, that's basically what I've just been talking about, is like the energy of the third week hitting Gemini season, balancing it out. No emotional loss of control, okay? King of Cups reversed can be loss of control of emotions, but Temperance is demanding you to balance it out and demanding you to not lose control of your emotions, but also not to repress. That balance, letting things go, releasing, clearing space. Fourth week, you've got the star rooted down by the Hermit. Continuing my thread. It's going to take like some acceptance that, you know, if I live alone, if I'm like a single person, if I don't have like a marriage, or if I don't have that job of my career, or if something falls through, I'm good. Or if something is not perfect, I have other motivations. I have other things that I can do. I have other capabilities in life. There's something very protective, the star and the Hermit together. There's something really illuminating, okay? There's something really even esoteric that you can find. So seeing how like difficulty only empowers you, seeing how good experiences empower you, seeing how it's basically a long list of empowering scenarios that are encapsulated by every single possible experience you could go through right now. That is it. So the last 10 seconds of this video is you for like the next year, actually. Or even like 3 years for some Aquarians. So that's really, really good to know, isn't it? That almost regardless of what you go through, it's empowering in some way. So the key is to not let your tendencies or difficult patterns of thinking prevent you from allowing it to be empowering, because it is empowering. And with that empowerment, I think you do want to do what you want to do. Whoa, what did I just say? I think you do want to do what you want to do. What do I mean by that? I think that it's important that you allow yourself to be doing things that you want to do that are good for you. It's important for you to not just yearn for it, to be like, okay, I'm in this 9-to-5 job, but I really want to start my own business, or I really want to, you know, have a different type of career, but I'm just going to kind of dream about it here on the side while I keep preparing. It's actually okay for the rest of 2021 to be there, but the Aquarians who are ready to like really actually take a stand for their future, you can make that transition or shift now, and some of you might have already done it. I know it's kind of complicated because different people are in different places, but you can keep doing that. You can keep being in dream mode. It just kind of means that you don't quite trust yourself to do it yet, or that you feel like You're not going to commit, actually, when it comes down to it. But for those of you who are ready to commit, I think that now is a great time for those really like long-term goal commitments. Anyway, Aquarius, let's talk more about those in the extended reading. Let's talk more about your motivations. Let's talk more about not getting in your own way and not, putting yourself into the, passenger seat and relinquishing the authority over your own life. Let's talk more about that in the extended. I'll do a central theme and 2 supporting themes, and we'll look at some other themes. And yes, the Patreon page is great. I do weekly forecasts every Saturday. I do these readings early, extended, and ad-free over there, so it's very reasonable. It's like $5 a month to get all of that, so I definitely invite you all to come over and check that out. It's a great way to support this channel. As you know, this is a free service, so it takes a lot of work, and if you want to support it or if you want to get those bonus contents, definitely come check it out. Otherwise, your likes, comments, and subscribes here on YouTube make my day, and I hope that you have a beautiful month. Let me know in the comments below how it's going for you. Much love, Aquarius. See you soon. Bye.